You gotta call out the most disingenuous stuff when you see it, especially online. Usually when people go like, but what is woke? Can you define woke? These are people that do not care about the meaning of your words. Like, they do not try to understand what you are saying. They're just playing language games, right? It's to pretend that you're insane, you're crazy. It's a gaslighting tactic. It's something that abusers do in order to make it seem like there is no problem. Like, what on earth are you talking about? Basically, you're talking about this, right? Like, this is what you are talking about. The people at GDC, which is the Game Developer Convention. And I'm pretty sure if you have seen anyone with the GDC in their bio, you know that they have some of the most extreme radical fringe takes that you can find on the internet. And at the GDC, they are pushing for Marxism, right? Like in a time when the government and the ADL is hyper concerned about extremism in games, they are pushing a genocidal ideology, one of the most extreme and offensive ideologies you can possibly imagine here in Eastern Europe. The only thing that rivals with this is Nazism. Like, we consider them both to be equal. Marxism and Nazism in Romania, they're both banned, incredibly offensive. And yet, here you have it being pushed out in the open on the game developers themselves, right? And look at the nonsense as well. They talk about white fragility, yes, because the greatest evil in human history has to be the white man. This is what they are trained. This is what they are being indoctrinated in. And you also see, like, before socialism, there must be capitalism. It must sound like crazy talk. Yes, capitalism is crazy. Again, this is happening in the United States of America, a country that developed enormous amounts of resources in order to stop the spread of Marxism into the world. They even waged wars. Like, the previous generation has spilled blood in order to prevent the spread of communism. And they're Pikachu face when the gamers are telling them to fuck off. And they're like, oh, it's because you're racist, it's because you're sexist, it's because you're transphobic. No, it's because we can smell your communist filth from a mile away. Just because you created terms of service on social media to make communism acceptable, that doesn't mean that social media reflects reality. Like, you and your fringe group of individuals from San Francisco and Portland do not represent the average American, and let alone the average individual and the average gamer. People in Japan hate communism. People in Eastern Europe hate communism. Most people outside of the Anglosphere hate communism. And even within the Anglosphere itself, communism is a very fringe, radical ideology, which, as you can see, is being promoted at GDC. Now, of course, you're not going to find a game where you're going to see a character just go to the podium and promote communism, because they know the gamers don't like that. But when the people have this mindset, when the people go to these conventions and do not call it out, they do not speak against the people presenting this garbage, those people that are making video games cannot possibly be in touch with the audience. They cannot possibly understand the average gamer, which is why most of the gaming companies are now firing people. Which is why you have all these initiatives. It's like, oh, we need to combat extremist gamers, because they realize that gamers are now starting to talk against these ideologically inclined muppets. And just so you can understand how much of talentless hacks they are, and not even that, how they are riding on stolen valor, you just have to look at this picture. So they're picking Mega Man and say the world we create. What do you mean we? Like, just because you're a game developer doesn't mean you get to steal the talent of another game developer. Just if I start doodling now doesn't mean that I get to steal the talent of Akira Toriyama. So because I draw anime, I get to see we create and show a picture of Dragon Ball. Like, this is such a disgusting mindset. American developers today, they do not look at Mega Man and think, wow, if only we can achieve similar greatness. If only we can create a game that is as popular as Mega Man. No, they believe that they already created. Just by being a game developer, just by being in the industry, they believe that they are worthy of the same credit as the people who made the original Mega Man. So if you don't know what Mega Man is, it is a very popular game that is known around the world. Like, you can go to India, China, Japan, Africa, Eastern Europe, pretty much everywhere you go. If you ask a person that plays video game about what Mega Man is, they know about it. Because it's one of the most successful games. It's in line with Mario and Tomb Raider and Prince of Persia. It is objectively a masterpiece. Yet these people are criticizing it. Like, I find it hilarious that they're not criticizing video games that are failures. Like, they're not looking at Forspoken and say, okay, like, why did this game fail? Let's analyze it. They can't, because they're incompetent. They have no fucking idea why Forspoken failed. So they can't just, like, criticize something that didn't work to try to make it work the next time. No, they're taking stuff that's popular and they're criticizing based on their Marxist ideology. So even if something was incredibly popular, even if something managed to break national barriers and to get its name, even that people who don't play video games have heard of what Mega Man is, right? They will say, well, it's not good because it's not Marxist. Okay, so like, what is good then? Well, we get to see this. They're not even showing their own games. You don't see a Forspoken here. You don't see any type of games that they created. No, it's just like some corpo art. Something soulless that can be drawn without any type of talent. Like, all you need is a template and a program that you click and swap the hairstyles and you get different people. And that's it. Like this is what it is. It's bland, plastic, corporate. This is not art. This is not even a product. This is some shit that comes off of an assembly line. This is goop. This is slop, right? Meanwhile, this is art. Like if you were to say, hey V, if you can draw an anime girl like this, I'll give you $1 million. Right? Like, what I would have to do would be to start learning how to draw. I don't know how to draw, so I would have to start it from scratch. I assume that it would take me at least a year to get to this level of talent. Meanwhile, I can do this shit in a week. It doesn't require any talent to do this, right? And this is what they are serving. This is like the best. This is the standard that GDC can come up with. And it's also the broken mentality. It's like the world we see. Like, yes, I live in the world. I see it. I don't like it. There's inflation, economic problems, crime rates. I want escapism. I don't want to pay $70 just so that I can see the world that I already see for free. And not to mention, this is San Francisco and Chicago. Not every place looks like this. Not every place looks like that. Why do I have to see San Francisco in every single video game I play? Whether I play a game from the Americas, whether I play a game from the Japanese, I need to have Portland stuff up my asshole. Why is that? Why can't I see something different? Why can't I have some variety? Well, the good news is that you have variety with AA gaming. Like if you play AA games now, Helldivers, The Coffin of Ashley Lele, there's another game that's like Diablo Epoch, I think it's called. The future is AA. And AA doesn't have to do any of this nonsense. I mean, there are some AA's that do, and they end up like AAA, failing. But the ones that don't listen to them and give them the middle finger are making money. Nikke, for example. Nikke is a money printer. A lot of people come, oh, well, but the Nikke, I'll probably make another video to talk about the people complaining about Nikke. But AA is the future. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. And if you want to support the channel, scroll down and there is a link into the pinned comment. It will take you to my Patreon, God forbid. And you will get the best buyer's remorse on the internet. Take care.